Okay, hey there, my star test moderators, fellow teachers of Garland ISD. Let me double check and make sure I'm online with y'all. Y'all can see me. Just wait a little bit for our followers, like they say on Facebook. Let me wait for my followers. Let's see if we can get a couple. Double check my co-partner here. Uh-oh, we got two people. Got two people. Can we get 20? Can we get 20? Thanks, Heather. That's Heather. We hear you loud and clear. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Should we wait on one more? What do you think? What do you think, Heather? You think we should go ahead and wait on one more, or are we gotta wait for 3 or 30? You think all the teachers are here watching our webinar on the Padlet, our Padlet collaboration watch party? Okay, we'll get to moving. We'll get to moving. Hi, my name is Daya Royal. I am a teacher coach here, athletic coordinator here at Laos Middle School. This is my second year in the district. I've been teaching for 15 years. Originally came from Richardson ISD, and I am the I3 on campus. Heather is your moderator, so she should be talking to you over the chat. Well, I cannot see it because it'll give us bad feedback while I'm talking to y'all. So I'm pretty sure she's saying hello to y'all. She's at Brandenburg. I know a lot of people at Brandenburg, our little sister school, brother school, our, they call it our, I forgot the word I was going to say. Been testing all day. It's been fun. It's been fun. Anywho's, I'll let her talk with y'all over there, and she's going to check in with y'all every once in a while if y'all have any questions about our Padlet watch party. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all have found out and looked at some of the Padlet webinars, but I'm going to show you a little different kick to it from a PE standpoint. Yes, I said PE. So PE teacher can do it in my 80-something student class, then y'all could do it in y'all's classroom as well, especially when you want the class to be silent. And I like silent classes, but you can't get that at PE sometimes. Laughing at you, Heather. Laughing at you, Heather. But first, before we get started, let me share with you our SAMR and what it falls under. So I found some pictures to find a little chart and a little definition for you. So let me share with y'all here with my little screen share. Yes, I know you see the busy window, but anytime you want to do a webinar and you see that crazy window, it's probably because you didn't push application window. See that right there? Application window. All right, so we're going to share with you SAMR here. And you have your 4 different ones. I'm pretty sure y'all have noticed all of these different SAMR models, but our SAMR model is going to fall under redefinition. Why? Because it has a whole lot of collaboration in it and a lot of communication through technology. And you can do a lot more than just doing the average daily conversations that you have in your classroom, especially when you don't want to hear any noise in your classroom. And plus, this is what our district is wanting us to start sharing throughout the district in hopes that we can be mature enough to talk across the district to other students in other classrooms. So hopefully this will be something fun for y'all to use. And let me go ahead and get out of this and stop sharing. Let you read this a little bit. See, that's the big word right there, collaboration. Aren't you tired of hearing that word? But you get professional quality videos. There you go. There you go. And it's a challenge to your students to use. And I just played with this a little bit with all of my students this past week, and I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. Stop sharing that and go back to me. Can you see me in my back? In my back, Heather? Let me see. She's texting me while we're going. Heather is probably in her car, hopefully not driving on the side of the road, maybe at home. You know, don't text and drive, don't webinar and drive, Heather. Hopefully but she's texting me, she's watching me from her car. So if you're trying to get some credit from the I3s, you can do this in your car and listen to it, but glance down. Don't stare at the video. Don't stare at the video. Safety first. Oh, she's on her computer. She's on her computer. Well, I did it from my phone last time, so it was pretty fun. All right, so I won't bore you anymore. Let me get to it. And I know you've been at school all day or you're on your way home. So let's talk about Padlet. First, let's figure out what it is. And I'll share with you from their page what Padlet is. So going back to screen share, remember if you're doing a webinar, it's something you want to do in the future, you want to push application window. And then go up here. Hold on, let me go back real quick. There we go. Let me get to that page. I'm playing with y'all right now. Y'all can still see me. All right. What is Padlet? Here we go. Now I can share with you. There we go. All right, so I got this from the actual Padlet website. So you can go to padlet.com and pull it up if you can do multiple screens on your computer while you're watching the webinar. Or you can do like I did when I was at home last time. If you have a Chromecast or a smart TV, you can pass this YouTube video to, you loving it, Heather? Great, Heather. That's wonderful. Good. You are loving it. You're loving it. You are watching it through my TV. I watched it through my TV and I was talking on my phone while the webinar was going on. So again, like I said, this is so many different crazy things you can do with this Padlet and conversations and webinars. So moving forward, what is Padlet? Again, the biggest thing is it's a collaboration between your students or even your teachers. That's the biggest thing on here. And it's easy, it's private, it's secure, supported by our district. And as a teacher, this is almost like the educational part of Snapchat, but it's all on one page. But you can control it as a teacher, what goes on to Padlet. And that's the thing with these kids these days. We love them so much, don't we? We love them so much, is that you have to be very careful what comes out of their mouth or what comes out of their fingers. That's the one thing, come out of their fingers. So you're very much in charge of what goes on a particular page. Don't give them all the kinks and links of it. Sometimes you have to be very careful of what they put on, and you can moderate to what is posted on their page. So here is the definition of Padlet. So anywho, we stop that and go to back to home up here. And how can you use it in the classroom? Well, let me go back to you so you can see my face for a little bit. Here we go. Can you see me? There I go. There I go. Hey there. I wrote a couple of notes down. Now, me being a PE teacher, I'm not in everybody's classroom. So different things. You can create picture boards. You can have video discussions on there. You can put, they can do texting conversations through there, all on one page. You can assign groups. Like in my PE classes, some of my classes are bigger or larger than others. My largest class, I mean, it's 2 teachers, but my largest class is 87 children. And I put them in groups of 4 because we have, I believe, 35 sets of iPads in our iPad cart. So I was able to split them into groups, and I put those kids into smaller groups, and they became one group. And then I would attach them to my Padlet. And I'll go further with that in a little bit. History classes, and there's a lot of things y'all talk about in social studies. Y'all can talk about, have a lot of discussions on there. You can also, in math, you can be a tutor towards your other students in the classroom, or they can talk back to you, ask you questions without having to raise your hand and answer out loud. If you don't want to, you can just respond back onto the Padlet. You can see the work that they're doing on the Padlet. Let's see. That is a bunch of teenagers. Yes, it's a bunch of teenagers, and they're not quite teenagers. They're preteens. They're 6th graders. That's the largest one. It's the largest class. They're 6th graders, 6th grade girls that scream a lot. So, anywho's, you can do some student parent communication. You know, you can assign the parent to your kids their personal Padlet page, so the kids can see what they're doing in the classroom as well. And they probably can ask questions from home or even from work, like, look, Mom, look what I'm doing it in the classroom. Avid, you know, you can do a lot of, you know, is it called the Socrative conversations or those roundtable philosophical chairs? You can do a lot of stuff like that, but it won't be out loud. It'll be private. And of course, you can have conversations and be every which way. I can have a conversation in the gym and have somebody in another place. So But those are different ideas, different classrooms that you can use, different things you can use it in your classroom. So let's go ahead and get you started, since I have 20 minutes left, and I want to be sure to give you about 5 minutes to ask any questions. So let's go to it. So let's go here. I'm gonna log out. I'm gonna log out first and go back home here. Make sure I share. I didn't share with y'all. Oops. So go back and share. Application window. Pick the window you want to share and share. All right. So Heather, are we seeing my page? Are we sharing that page? Can they see that? All right. Yes, they can see it. Okay. So I'm gonna log out and start from the very beginning. So when you go to Padlet.com, you're gonna log in. I logged in with my Google account for the district. So we're going to use that, and it's going to pop up here. See, there's Heather's face. Hey, Heather, look at that. Look at there. Look at there. All right. So logging in. All right. So this is the thing you will come up with. And a little bit here, I'm also going to show you on my 5% iPad, because I didn't charge it today, what it's going to look like on the iPad. And how are you going to do this in the classroom? So let me answer that question real quick. I'm all over the place a little bit. I got with my our IT person, our tech person on campus, and asked her if there was Padlet on the classroom iPads. And she said no, but she will put it on there for me. So she downloaded only on 10 of them for me, because what she told me I could do was get the kids to do it. So when I did a test run with one of my classes, my smallest class, and I'll tell you, it was my partner's PE class. When I did a test run with them, they were able to also download it themselves onto the Padlet without having to go through the tech person to do all of them, because she has a computer and they can put them on all of them. But I was able to get the kids to do it. So I will show you what it's going to look like on the iPad as well here in a little bit. So how do you make the Padlet? Well, these are all the different Padlets that I have created, and all the ones that I have been shared with me from my students. So first you would go up here and click on Make a Padlet. Okay, this little thing right here will close out, and you can rename your Padlet, whatever you want to call it. Oh, Made with Charisma. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. You can change the color, the background, or the layout of it. So let's go with something a little, oh, this looks great. Let's use this one. Let's use this one, because we've been sharpening pencils and handing out pencils all day. Star test. We love it. And go ahead and push back. You can also add little small pictures here. Now, this is important down here. You want to be able to have them comment on your Padlet page. So you want to click that on. You want to make sure your name is on there. Click that on. Now, what I do with the kids is I tell them, if they're in groups or however you want to do it, whatever is going to make it best for you, I make their title their name. So that way when it pops up, I see their name. I don't see a crazy name. I don't see something weird. I know it's them. And I also have them post a picture of themselves on their Padlet page. So that way it associates, especially if they're in group. I'll know who's all in that group. So anywho's, moving down here, we don't need any of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that out and push, I'm not gonna push next here. I don't really do too much of this on my computer. Oh, I guess I could push next. You wanna push public. There you go. You wanna, do you display the Padlet on the large screen? I don't know if I can get it any bigger than this. So let me know if it's hard sharing, if you can see it. Public. Push on public so that way they can find you, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. You want to make sure that they can write on it. Can write, you can read, they can moderate, can view and add. You can control all this, all that. Okay, click on that. Here is where you would add in, the kids will add your name or something. Oh, the question was, do you display the Padlet on a large screen in a class, meaning in the classroom? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Here you would post, what I did is post my name for the Padlet DH Royal or my email address onto the board, and they copied it, and I was able to add as a contributor to their page where I can see their page. So this is where you would add the email. And again, I would have to show you here, I'm going back in a little bit, all the kids that have added me to their Padlet page. And this right here is the most important one. You want to moderate it. So turn that on. Turn that on. Now, like I said before, I never use this on the desktop. I normally just use it in the classroom with my iPad with the kids. Because, of course, we don't have enough room for 80 kids to use a desktop. But we do have it for iPads. And then, of course, again, you're going to have the kids. So down here we go. You push this little plus sign here. And let me explain each one of these. You can come up here and type. And they will see it. They can answer back to you. You can push the plus sign again. And you can make a video. And I'll talk about the video. If you're going to put a video on there, what you need to do, and I'll click on it so you can see what it's going to look like on the iPad as well. It's going to look just like this on the iPad. So you want to choose a file. Now, when I did it on here, it froze my screen, so I'm not going to do it on here to kind of show you. But I will tell you that when you're on your iPad and you make your video selection, you have to go ahead and just, minimize the Padlet page, go into your camera, and then do your video. Then do your video, then video on your iPad, and then you can upload it onto your Padlet. You cannot go straight from your Padlet screen. We figured that out by playing with it. And that's the thing, play with it and figure out what happens. All right. Here you can take the picture directly from the Padlet, and of course here, this comes in handy when you want to give the instructions probably to your kids about what's going on in the classroom. So, for example, you want to put attachment on there for some social studies questions and some math problems they can work together with, or you can see them actually do it out on the screen and stuff like that. So I don't have any pictures on my desktop, so I can't really show you here, but again, I'm going to try to show you my best to how it all came out. Okay, so you can do many different things and have conversations here. All right, so very easy, very easy. Again, I'll come back here. Sharing, add a contributor is the biggest thing you want to make sure you do with the kids in your classroom. Pick a couple of kids if you're going to play with it at first. That's what I did. I picked about 2 kids first, and then I went to one of my smallest classrooms, and then I went big. So that way everybody can learn how to do it. And I had students in my classroom that could help me go around the classroom if they got confused on how to do everything. All right, so let me close this out. I'm not going to save this one. Let me show you a couple of the things that I did in the past. So this is me. And these are all my different Padlets. So this is what I started out with, was this one. From the student side of the Padlet, they get on it the same way as if you would get onto it. They would use their Gmail account because they all have one. And they would use it the same way. Everything's going to be the exact same way as you would do it as a teacher. So there was a question on there. So this is the Padlet that I started out with. This is my partner's PE class. And they went and added pictures to my page. I didn't add this. They went and added pictures to my page. So we were actually having a conversation back and forth. So I started out with this picture, and they added the rest of these. Okay. Go back to some more here. I added some, just playing around. These are different pictures. Let me go back to home here. Let me show you my collaborators. These are all my wonderful students. And again, of course, they are in groups. These are my wonderful students' Padlets that they have shared with me in class. So let me show you from my partner's PE class. That's who I've been doing it with the longest. And they've become more, they've been better with it so far. The other class is still kind of slow because it is a larger class. All right, so here's some pictures here. Here's Emmanuel. Here's a good one with some video on here. So here is how the videos on here, different pictures. We were talking. I put so cute work. I was telling them to work because I can see them if they're not working. So I'll pass a little message to them. Let's see if I can get this video to play a little bit. We can't play it, but on the Padlet you can see it. So I think you're kind of getting the gist of it. And I got 10 minutes left because I can talk forever, right? Yep, I can. Different activity. The activity basically, let me go back here to the dashboard. The dashboard shows me if somebody's done something new. And it also can tell you if something was brought up on their page as well. So here's another partner's PE class. Go back to here. All right, so let me stop sharing with you real quick and kind of show you on the iPad what it looks like, and then answer some questions because we got like 10 minutes left. And I hope my iPad doesn't go dead. All right. So again, you can have conversations on the Padlet. I can see them from my desk. I can see them from the gym, and I can see if they're not working or not. So I send them a message because they're just like this on their iPads. All right, so going into Padlet, you have the app on your iPad, and I'm gonna turn this over for y'all here in a little bit. So the same thing here. If I can zoom, wish I could zoom in. The same thing here. Go back. Cancel. You will go to the bottom and push the double heads at the bottom. And that's where you can add your moderators. It'll say add collaborator. You can moderate the post. You can do your link sharing. You can make it public or private if you just want to keep your own for your own little page for no one to see it before you distribute it to the kids. So you will push save on that once you find the collaboration page. The plus sign is still the same thing as you would do on the computer. That's how you add your little squares there and add into it. And then there's the little settings button. That's standard for every computer or technology. That's where you can change the title and everything on your page. So what I normally tell the kids is first to go ahead and create a login. Go ahead and create a login. Go ahead and first I tell them to add me as a collaborator. That's the very first thing. I don't teach them how to use it. I don't teach them anything about it. Create a login, add as a collaborator. That's the very first thing. That way, once they put anything on there, I see it automatically. I see it automatically. Then once I teach them how to do that, I give them like their first assignment. So for my large class, I did those 2 steps, and then I said, okay, change the title, and I showed them where they can change the title and stuff. Put your name of your group as your title, and add and take a group picture and put it on your Padlet, and say hello to me. And if I do not respond back, that means I did not get your link to your Padlet page, and that's how I would determine if they were participating as a participation grading class or not. That's about it as far as the Padlet. I know that went really fast, but it's very simple to do. Being that y'all have smaller classrooms, it'll be a lot easier for y'all to teach it and get more done within the first time of using it. Whereas in my larger classrooms, we just started it, and the only thing they could do was learn how to log in, create their picture, maybe text me or put links back on the page back here and there, and that was about it. So my next assignment going forward, since they've learned how to do it, is to give them assignment of different exercises they have to do, and they have to take pictures or do video of those exercises on their Padlet. So I know that way I know that they're doing it. The other thing I was going to have them do as well is give them assignment and say, demonstrate this exercise and send it to another group, which they would have to collaborate with, because they would have to get each other's link. And of course, I still will be there to moderate it, and they would have to go back and perform it, video it, or take a picture of it and send it back to the other group so they can see their page. Heather put on there, this is also a ticket out of class. So that's a good thing too. This is their ticket to exit out of classes. It's their assignment to get out of this assignment. So this is good stuff for your classes as well. It's also a good warm up. Good job, Heather. Work it, girl. Work it. She says also good warm-ups. I hope you're typing this on this chat. Hoping you're typing this on this chat. So it's also a good warm-up for your classes as well. I can't do it as a warm-up in my class, but y'all definitely can because y'all have access to a projector, which I do not. I have to borrow one from the district and bring it in and then turn it back in. So I'm working on getting one installed in my class, in my gym, where it will be safe. And since they call me the honors PE class, since we have technology Thursday, so I always bring in different types of technology. We've been using YouTube, we're using QR codes in our PE classes. You know, we started using Padlet and some more things to come. So anywho's, Heather says low risk while you're learning how to use it. Very low risk, very, very low risk. But I do tell you, you absolutely need to make sure you have them add you as a collaborator before you even use it at all. So that way, if anything pops up after fair warning and giving them their digital citizenship certificate or however you want to do it in your class, teach them about digital citizenship, you want to make sure that you see it. So protect yourself as a teacher and make sure they add you as a collaborator, because at that point they're clueless to how it's being used. But as they get better, they will learn, they can start collaborating amongst each other in the classroom, but you still have to be a collaborator. So again, it's an exit ticket or it's a beginning ticket to get started as you as a collaborator, and then they can add someone else, but they would have to all add you. So everybody's going to be on it. Easy again. This is a PE class. You can do it. You can do it. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit up Heather on the chat line. And that's funny. That sounds funny. The chat line. Hit up Heather on the chat line, and I will try to answer them out loud as much as possible. And while you're doing that, be sure to hang on. I know we got about a couple of minutes left. I'll maybe give you about 1 or 2 left. And Heather is going to put on the link to make sure you get your CPE credit evaluation and feedback. So make sure you go ahead and chat with Heather, get that link, or if you're watching this on your, if you're watching this app through your iPad, your district iPad, because we are on there, make sure you stay tuned to the end and watch it, excuse me, so you can get your credit as well. You want to definitely get that credit. And make some wonderful comments. You know, tell me and Heather that we did a great job after sitting in classroom for STAR, and we are so energetic about doing this. We really are, because I enjoyed it. The kids come in, are we doing Padlet today? Are we using Padlet today? Are we on the iPads today? Yes, we are. Well, it is today, Technology Thursday. Okay, let's get ready. Let's get started. Let's get started. So Heather's there. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer, and if we don't have any more questions, I'll close it out. So I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. And again, you can always contact me or Heather Shores at Brandenburg. She probably sent her email on to the chat. And Heather, if you don't mind putting my email on chat as well, I'll say it out loud. It is dhroyal@Garland ISD, of course. So that way, if y'all have any questions and wanted to come up with more crazy, different ideas, you can use it in the classroom. And when your AP walks in and y'all collaborating, y'all wonder why y'all so silent, because we're collaborating through technology. Collaborating through technology. Can you post things you find from Google? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can post anything. You can find a different link. Sometimes you have to save it to your iPad. And we haven't got that far as letting them go onto the internet to find pictures because I don't trust them just yet. So you can kind of control that as much as you want. Screenshots, yep, it's saved on your iPad. You can do it. You can do a screenshot. You can do any of that. Well, Heather, confirm to me that you have posted the link, and then we will close it out. We will close it out. Just remember, when you're doing any type of technology, make sure they get their digital citizenship class through you, so they understand the right and wrong thing to do when we're using technology, so we don't have these privileges taken away from us. So, all right. Y'all have a good one. Enjoy and try to get some rest for these next 2 days of STAR testing, and y'all take care. Bye.